My name is Lisa B. I'm the host and founder of the Humans Helping Humans podcast. I work as a podcaster by night, but during the day, I'm an EMT within the city of Atlanta and South Fulton. I started this podcast because I wanted to be a catalyst for change. I wanted to learn how to truly make a difference within my community. At night, I would go home and watch the news and quickly become disgruntled. It was all bad news. It was from shootings, robberies, voter suppression, failing schools. It was nonstop. I couldn't help but feel frustrated. And so I couldn't help but think, it can't all be bad news. There must be some good news out there. And I wanted to be a part of that good news. You may be wondering, you're an EMT, you're already making a difference within the community. Why a podcast? Don't get me wrong, I love my job. It's heartbreaking, fulfilling, beautiful, frustrating, all at the same time. I'm welcomed into people's homes to help them in their most vulnerable moments in their lives. And not many people can say that. But during those 13, sometimes 16-hour shifts, I couldn't help but ask the question, why? And at first, it was hilarious. Like, sir, why did you call 911 for a stubbed toe? That's not an emergency. Or, Mrs. Jones, why did you call for the third time this month? Just because you ate your key lime pie doesn't mean you can call us every single time to check your blood sugar. You can check your blood sugar, and you have diabetes. You shouldn't even be eating a key lime pie. After those calls, and a couple months later, I couldn't help but feel as though the whys became more serious. Like, why isn't this nursing home closed down? These patients are coming out sicker than they came in. Or why is Mr. Jones in the hospital again? Didn't he take his insulin? No. He's rationing it because each vial is $275 a vial. These are not just medical emergencies. These are political, social, economic, and cultural issues that become medical emergencies that affect our people and our community. I noticed these issues and I started to think, as an EMT, this is a Band-Aid for these issues, these layers of problems. So I started to read, research, and watch documentaries to learn each category as much as I could, from educational disparities to racism in healthcare, everything you can think of, food deserts. I looked it up. I found hundreds of organizations and nonprofits in the ATL, and it was great. There's tons of resources and information, but I quickly became overwhelmed. I didn't know what to do, who to help. I wanted to volunteer, but I didn't want to do busy work. I wanted to make sure my contribution was worth something. And I wanted to learn what these organizations are about, what they're doing at a local level, and how I can be a part of it. That's why I started Humans Helping Humans podcast. With that, I found founders, change makers, doers, and learn how they're changing Atlanta from the inside out. Atlanta is great, but these people are even greater. In each episode, we learn who they are, what they're doing, and what problem they're solving, and how you can be another human helping humans. My goal for this organization, for this podcast, is for all of us to be a part of it, for everyone to see these organizations share, listen, and learn, and not think of it as such an intimidating thing, and participate. The surprising thing is, when I first started my podcast, I wanted more listeners than just my friends and family. And so I put out an advertisement, an audiogram on Facebook, and surprisingly, one of my coworkers actually saw it. My demographic was any age, any gender, but within Georgia. And I forgot, Atlanta is not Georgia. He told me, look, Refuge Coffee seems great, but you're kind of wasting your time with the refugees. They don't pay taxes. They come in and don't have a citizenship, and they take our jobs. And I said, look, if you're going to criticize me or my values, at least listen to the podcast. He did a week later and told me, you're right. They do work really hard to get into this country, and it takes a while. But I'm still voting for Trump. I might buy a coffee, though. At the end of the day, even though I didn't change his mind, I did change one value, and he did buy a cup of coffee and participate at Refuge. If I'm able to do something and Peter is able to do something, you can too. Together, we can make a collaborative effort. If each of us were to share this organization, this podcast, we can all make a difference and come together. If you like, share, and subscribe, we can all make a difference. Thank you. I loved it, Lisa. That was amazing.
amazing. Were you able to click your slides? Can we see some more?
Kind of like
it's okay. We have some time, and you can just click through if you would like to.
Okay, sure.
So everybody can see it. All right, EMT.
Yep.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So just a question I have. I love the idea. I also love that the work that you do on an everyday basis informed the question that you ask on your podcast. Why? Why do these things happen, and how can we change them? So I want to know your strategy in getting your podcast into different listeners' ears and be able to have that question be asked all over the world.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we're going to do is once we collaborate with these other organizations, they also share this podcast as well. So people are listening, people are participating, and we're also trying to do volunteer groups from time to time. So once I'm helping out one organization, everyone can join and be a part of it too.
Yes, I love that. So we believe deeply that the work you're doing is so necessary in our community. It just needs to be heard by more people. So we did something. We asked 3 people in our community if they would be willing to be guests on your podcast, and then share it with their community to spread the word about the work that you do. Now, we know that it has to line up with your stories that you want to tell, but we feel like they could be good fits. Number 1, Terrence Lester, the founder of Love Beyond Walls. Number 2, Aaron Eddy, founder of So Worth Loving. Number 3, Tadashi. He is a rapper and on the board of a local school called Atlanta Peace Prep. In total, their reach is over 300,000 followers. Additionally, we want to invite you and fully fund you to join us for Foundations, the course that will help you grow your business and planning ahead. Also, one more thing. At Plywood Place, we have a podcast studio. We want to offer for you to record your next 10 episodes in our space for free. Congratulations, Lisa.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It. Thank you.